This is Coyote News.
The women's basketball team's run in the NCAA tournament came to an end after they lost to Michigan in the Sweet 16. The Coyotes led by 2 after 10 minutes and held a 2-point lead into halftime. But the Wolverines took the lead in the third quarter as they entered the fourth and final quarter up by 1. Hannah Shervin fouled out in the closing minutes of the game when the Coyotes trailed by 5. The Coyotes were down by 3 in the closing seconds when Kaya Watson shot a 3-pointer as time expired to tie the game. But it was no good, sending Michigan to the Elite Eight. This game marks the end of 4 seniors' careers at USD as Liv Korngable, Regan Sankey, Chloe Lamb, and Hannah Shervin have officially played their last game as a Coyote. These 4 have contributed to 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances, as well as this year's Sweet 16 run. Lamb and Shervin both declared for the WNBA draft yesterday.
Coyote News' Landon DeBoer is live in the muck to hear what's next for Coyote athletics as the women's basketball season comes to a close. Landon?
Thanks, Michael. I'm here with Athletic Director David Herbster to talk about the women's basketball team's run to the Sweet 16. Still fresh in many Coyote fans' minds, how does this rank in terms of USD athletic history, and can we even give it a ranking at this point?
I guess I'll let others give it the ranking on what where it ends up in the history of everything. But I would tell you, as far as where we've been, at least in the Division I era, it probably ranks as one of the top all-time moments in Division I for us right now. To get to, you realize there's 358 teams that make the NCAA tournament, and to be one of the final 16 teams standing is pretty impressive, and really almost a shot to make the Elite Eight as well. So, as far as what it means to the program or the university, I've really seen probably the amount of social media interest, media coverage of this, as well as the fan support that we had seen at the game itself is without a doubt one of the top moments for not only for USD athletics, but for the university.
And you talked a little bit about that media attention. How important is that for both the university and the athletic teams as well in recruiting and such?
You know, I think that's the one valuable thing about the NCAA tournament, whether it's the women's side or the men's side, these Cinderella teams that kind of come up and make it this far in the tournament into the Sweet 16 or even further than that, it's always kind of that David versus Goliath. So everybody kind of likes the underdog story, and the media will certainly pick up on the underdog story, realizing that, you know, we're playing Ole Miss and we're playing Baylor and you're playing Michigan, and these teams that probably have 5 times the budget that we do, that a little school in South Dakota can come along and start knocking these teams off. It really tells you, and that's what's so good about the tournament, is anything is possible. But it certainly has put South Dakota in the forefront of a lot of people's minds.
And finally, how important was it that Coyote fans were able to make the drive down to Wichita and fill the stands with red?
I don't think you can really put that into words. I call that one of those goosebump moments, right? Because once you walked in there, certainly seeing everybody downtown, seeing how just everybody kind of descended upon Wichita, and we made it a point too to make Wichita little Vermilion, right? And I say little Vermilion, but what a crowd does for a team in a game is immeasurable as far as helping to create momentum, to create enthusiasm and energy. But just, I think, seeing everybody around that descended on Wichita, people that I hadn't seen in a long time, people I know were not at a basketball game this year, but it was not only the support for the women's basketball program, but it was the support and the pride in the university that I think brought everybody together. And coming off of what we've had to deal with for the last couple years with COVID, I think it was great, almost like a celebration to finally be able to gather together like that and make a venue 400 miles away from Vermilion a home court advantage.
Well, thank you once again for being on Coyote News. Live in the muck for Coyote News, I'm Landon DeBoer.